Good morning, dear professor. I hope you are fine. My name is Marchet Carolina Jaramillo Montalban. In this video recording, I will explain the class 5 theme. Never stop learning. Day, January 20th, 2021. Grade 3rd, Baccalaureate. Time 45 minutes. And proficiency level intermediate B1.2 CEFR. In teaching English as a foreign language objectives, the students during the class period, they will be able to listen, understand the topic, good rata and good prefa. Speaking, discuss about the topic. Reading, recognize correctly the words. And writing, comprehend appropriately the topic. During the class period, the professor will use some strategies, such as whole class, individual work, and work group. Anticipatory set. In this section, the teacher will tell his students to open their books, interchange Student's Book, Unit A, page 50, Activity 1, where the pupils will read 2 paragraphs about learning paths and learning benefits. Then, the professor will talk, then asking some questions from the books. These questions. So, each student participates in class. Round-up activity. In this section, the teacher will do a game called Guess the Secret Words, where the students will stick a sheet to their classmates on their back, where they will write words that had been seen in class. Then the classmates with the sheet stuck on their back will go to the front to try to guess the words. Audiolingual method. The teacher will explain the topic about good rata and good prefa, implementing the word. Then, the teacher will tell his students will do a listening activity in their books. Interchange Student's Book, Unit A, page 50, Activity 2A. This book page and this audio.
Unit 8. Never stop learning. Page 50. Exercise 2. Perspectives. A survey. Part A. Listen to a survey that a school is conducting about student preferences. Check the students' answers.
Okay, let's start. 1. Would you rather study on your own or join a study group? A. I'd rather study on my own. B. I'd rather join a study group. C. I'd rather do both.
I guess I'd rather join a group.
2. Would you rather take an art course or a professional course? A. I'd rather take an art course. B. I'd rather take a professional course. C. I'd rather not take either. I'd rather take a language course.
I'd rather not take either. I think I'd rather take a language course.
3. Would you prefer to take an online course or a traditional course? A. I'd prefer to take an online course. B. I'd prefer to take a traditional course. C. I'd prefer not to take either. I'd prefer to hire a private tutor.
Let's see. I'd prefer to take an online course.
Community language learning. The teacher will make his pupils to open their books. Interchange a student's book Unit A, page 52, Activity 6A, where they will discuss from in groups of 5 using the topic about learn something new. This book page. Task-based language learning and comprehension approach. First, the professor will illustrate the vocabulary, such as take, get, learn, study, go, attend, have, hear, and walk. Then he will tell them to do an activity in their books. Interchange student's book Unit A, page 51, Activity 4A, about of reading and writing completing the sentences. These sentences using the vocabulary and the topic. Modeling. These activities support to each student more knowledge. Guided practice. The professor is the guide during the class period in the different activities. Independent practice. In this section, the scholar will listen to an audio about a conversation between a student and his guidance counselor. In their books, interchange a student's book, Unit A, page 52, Activity 5A, where they will check the suggestions the guidance counselor gives, using the topic seen in class. This audio.
Page 52. Exercise 5. Listening. Do what you love. Part A. Listen to a conversation between a student and his guidance counselor. Check the suggestions the guidance counselor gives.
Hello, Yvonne. How great to see you. How are your classes going?
Well, okay, Ms. Mooney, but I think I'd rather be studying psychology. I chose civil engineering as my major, but this psychology class that I took was amazing. I'd even stay after class to talk to the professor about the material. I never do that in my other classes.
That's great. But psychology is a big change from civil engineering.
Exactly. What if I change majors and regret it later? I'm getting good grades in my engineering classes, but I'm bored. Psychology was really interesting, but it wasn't as easy. Maybe I should just do what's easy.
Don't do what's easy. Do what you love. But you only took one psychology class, right? Perhaps you need to learn more about the field.
So you think I should take more classes?
Yes, you could. Have you ever heard of informational interviews? That's an option, too.
What are they?
You find people with jobs in the fields you're interested in and sit down with them and ask them about their work. You know, the day-to-day stuff. What they like, what they don't like, how many years they had to study. It's like an interview, but just to learn about the job.
That sounds great. So I could talk with a civil engineer and a psychologist?
Sure. And you could even shadow some of these professionals.
Shadow them?
Job shadowing is when you follow someone around at their job and experience it from their perspective. Think of it like an internship, but you're only watching. You can shadow someone for a few hours or several times if you'd prefer. You know, before I became a guidance counselor, I was a banker.
You were a banker, Ms. Mooney?
Yes, for 10 years. But after doing some volunteer work with finance students, I realized I'd rather help people than crunch numbers. So I did informational interviews and job shadowing, and here I am. And I love being a guidance counselor. So, what do you say? Shall we find some professionals you can talk to?
Yes, please. I need all the information I can get.
Assessment. Each pupil will do an activity in their books. Interchange workbook, Unit A, page 43, Activity 2A, where they will write questions with the topic seen during the class period. This book page. Finally, closing review and follow up. The professor will tell his pupils to go to their books, interchange student book, Unit A, page 51, Activity 4, where the teacher will tell them that they read these boxes, in case if they have any question about the topic, the teacher will solve it. This book page. Thank you, teacher.